Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. If you or a loved one is overcoming an addiction, we have some help for you.
I'm Afro Danes. As we grow older, taking care of ourselves can be a challenge. We'll talk about assisted living options.
And I'm Stacey Beck. Sometimes staying motivated to be healthy requires a coach to help us along. We'll be talking to a great one.
All this and more coming right up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. How are we doing?
Good.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yes. Another
Welcome
week.
back.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Well, the groundhog saw his shadow. No. Did he see it?
I don't know. I never even
Did
paid
he
attention.
see his shadow or not see his shadow? How does this go?
Is it the 1st of February though?
But I'm worried about the spring. I don't care. Like we're gonna have an early spring.
I love that at 5 o'clock, it's still nice and bright. Like,
Yes.
it makes me giddy.
Yeah.
But we've been having nice weather, so that's all I care about.
For a
So I'm
couple
just
days
ready
now,
for
yeah.
so nice.
So nice.
But if we have earthquakes much longer, maybe we will have to have warm weather because we won't have a house.
Okay,
There's
so
been a
that's
lot.
so that's a little frightening in the last few weeks or so. I mean, we're not really dating anything here, but in the past little while there have been some earthquakes. I mean, so back in my day, we used to practice getting underneath the desk. I mean, that's kind of happening again. And there's these little
Right.
mini earthquakes going on, and you're kind of second guessing, like maybe we should double check our earthquake insurance or.
Which I totally did Saturday.
You did?
I texted Lance Wilson and I said, hey, do we have earthquake insurance? And he texts back, no. It would be like, on our policy, it'd be like $545 more a year.
To add
earthquake insurance.
No way.
But you guys, if we have an earthquake, and even let's say your house doesn't cave in, but your foundation is messed up and you have to have all that done, or you have to move out, like it covers like where you're going to live.
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it? I kind of wonder. So I always want to know, like, what are other people doing?
Who's going to be around?
Oh, I think plenty of people will be around.
Yeah. Be around, but what will happen to all the other buildings?
Oh, right.
But,
It could take forever to rebuild.
Yeah,
He said about 1 in 5 people have earthquake insurance.
yeah.
So what did you do?
We're sitting on the fence still, but I think it would be worth it to just quickly just add it on. And because what if?
Yeah.
What if? Anyway, something to think about, huh?
Yeah, I do this girl's hair, and she's what do you call them? A seismologist.
Oh,
So
yes.
they do the study at the Utah. Yeah, and so I went the next day, and so they were all up saying, "Oh my gosh, yes!" And they had all these emails, and it was a 3.5.
They've had a lot of different.
Yeah, and they said we're right on the cusp because
Absolutely.
yeah, you know, because of the mountains and
Right,
everything.
right.
And nobody knows when the big one is, but there is a big one. But they've been saying that for
a long
forever.
time.
Yeah. And so they
Well, if
were
we're having a
studying all
bunch of
that.
minis, I would say now's the time to definitely
To add, maybe. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Keith and I were actually having that discussion because I'm usually cleaning and wiping the countertop all the time. But he pointed out to me, he said, have you noticed the separation between the countertop and the wall? And it was a noticeable.
And that's been recent.
More
Wow,
recent.
Natasha.
And I woke up in the middle of the night not too long ago thinking that one of our kids had fallen out of bed. And it was the next morning, it was the report in the morning that there had been. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so it might be worth. I don't know.
I think I'm going to text Lance back.
And do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
better do the add-on.
about
Better
that
to
one,
be
yeah.
safe than sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, look what I bought today.
Oh.
Dare to
Should've bought mine,
lead.
yeah. I have that
So
one
this
too.
is your choice.
Yes.
Are you done yet?
Oh no.
Okay.
Have you started?
No, not
Not
really.
at all?
No, but I do have it on my
Okay.
audio. So
Well, I haven't started it.
There you go.
So I'm excited.
yep, thumbed through it. Some quotes.
She cusses a little
She
little
does.
bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's
Which
I
is
ha-
good. Have you
Yes.
watched the YouTube video? That's what really
The TED
pushed up.
Talk?
Yes.
I just saw today that
20 minutes.
maybe I even just read this in today's opening.
Right.
That it's one of the top
Yes.
5 TED Talks
She doesn't
ever.
cuss in that.
Yeah, I knew nothing, and so
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, she's very openly just.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were
Yeah.
driving to California and listening to her first book. And she was
Good
cussing with
stuff.
the kids in the back. My husband goes, really? And I went, okay, maybe it's just for us.
Yeah,
No,
there you go.
I was already taking notes.
Okay,
So, some
so-
good stuff there.
Can you read Natasha's necklace?
From here, it says deaf. Nope, definitely not.
We're in that age group where we need our readers.
Defy
gravity.
gravity.
Oh.
So do you know where that's from?
No.
Okay, so tell us,
Yes.
because right when I walked
This
in
was
today.
my memorabilia from this go round. So we saw Wicked.
Oh,
we saw the musical
nice.
Wicked is in town in Salt Lake City, and we took Barrett for her birthday. And I think it just gets better every single time.
Yeah.
So good. So have you seen it?
No.
So the first time I saw it was in London.
Oh,
Which
wow.
was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
But once in New York and the second time in Salt Lake City. I know
Okay.
you've seen it, but the soundtrack amazing, cast amazing, storyline amazing, just
It's just good. But
So
when I
good.
came in and
You
saw
noticed
that
right
necklace, I
away.
was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, thank you.
Our family went down to the Parade of Homes in St. George over President's Day weekend. The parade was amazing. We saw some incredible homes. But every morning we woke up, there was snow on the ground,
Snow.
you guys.
No way. In
Yes.
St. George?
Yes, and on
my
President's Day, where we were staying, there was at least 6 inches.
That was incredible.
Never,
I saw all the posts
yeah.
on Instagram and Facebook. People's going away for the long
Oh
weekend.
my
Like, we want
God.
our money back. What's all this snow about?
Yeah, we were
that's
planning
so
on
funny.
some good hikes like through Snow Canyon or there's so many great places down there and you just expect good weather.
Exactly. And there wasn't.
No.
So what's the biggest home trend right now? Really quick before we
Oh,
run out of
definitely
time.
still the white. We
Really?
built our house like almost 5 years ago and I thought, ooh, we're going to go with more that farmhouse style and white craftsman. But how long is it going to stay around? Still.
White
Very.
inside, you mean?
Yeah, like white cabinets. I mean, there were a couple with darker ones, but just bright, cheery, airy.
Hearing lots of white, lots of blue,
Yes.
lots of blue. Shiplap,
Yes.
lots of shiplap still.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Geez, down there they just had a lot of exposed brick, which I love. Like I love that it gives you the color and the texture. I want exposed brick in my house one day.
Ew.
Yeah.
Inside the house or outside?
No, inside.
Oh, that's
like their
interesting.
wall, like some of the man caves or the theater room or just a sports room. All the walls would have that exposed brick with TV screens and the views. Their windows are ginormous with grandiose views of the Red
yeah.
Rock. So it was good.
Awesome.
Nice.
We'll be talking some of that coming up with spring trends as well.
Oh, yes.
Coming up next on Studio Chatter, we'll meet a health coach to keep you on track. Stay with us to learn more. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Face it, change is difficult. And when it comes to a healthy lifestyle, it's just plain tough. Welcome Amber Smithson with Health Can Be Simple to the program.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Change can be tough.
It can.
Oh,
Cutting
gosh.
out my daily chocolate chips is tough.
It is.
Chips, salted chips.
No, just chocolate chips. What kind of chips do you like?
all of it. Just chips.
Chocolate or
well, mostly
salted?
savory. Yeah, I'm salt.
Oh, Amber, we need help.
Definitely.
What can you do to help us? Before we go there, tell us, how did your journey on this Health Can Be Simple?
Well, my journey started about 15 years ago.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And I went into my doctor just for like a routine checkup. And he came back with my blood work numbers and things like that and said, did you know that you have high cholesterol and pre-diabetic blood sugars and that you're overweight on the BMI? And I was in my 20s and I'm thinking, I'm supposed to be in the best health of my life. And he's telling me that all these things are going wrong. So it was a good wake up call for me, honestly. And I started doing tons of research on how to lower cholesterol, balance blood sugars, and lost 35 pounds myself, lowered my cholesterol over 60 points. And
Wow.
I really just got that bug for helping other people because I had done it myself.
Because you noticed, like, you felt so different.
Oh my goodness. At the time I had 2 little boys who would run crazy and want to, jump around the playground and I literally was so tired before I got healthy and like taught them how to use the DVD player because I just there wasn't anything else. It was just like lay on the couch.
Oh my gosh, what a difference. So now what does your life, your day-to-day life look like and feel like? How are you helping others?
Oh, it's so much better, just having that energy yourself, and you just feel better when your body is healthy, when you're fueling it correctly, when you're exercising and getting the proper rest and also just lowering your stress. There's a lot of different facets to health. A lot of people will only focus on like going to the gym or only focus on what they're eating or going on a diet. But really it's just a holistic approach to health.
Well, I even noticed just when we kind of had a nice day in the last week, just the endorphins, just getting out and enjoying just the outside and walking, and you really do notice a change. But it sounds like you've built an entire program. And are you doing this for everyone, like case by case, or how does your program work?
That's a great question. So we start with a health assessment because we need to know where you are right now, what you want to accomplish. Because some people will come to me, they might need to lose weight, or maybe they have some health issues like I did with high cholesterol or diabetes or various things like that. But others, they just want to feel better or maybe lose that last 10 pounds of baby weight. Or so we have just a large spectrum. So it starts with that health assessment, and we provide personal coaching. We have an education that is actually taught through Villanova School of Nursing for obesity prevention. That's where my certification is through as well.
Okay.
And then we have a community of people. So we just do we have in-person events, we have webinars, we have a podcast channel. Oh, wow. There's just a lot of places where they can join community. And then we hook them up with an eating plan based on their health assessment.
Okay.
Wow. So what does that look like, the eating plan?
So it depends on the person, but our most popular eating plan, it's based on balancing blood sugars. And this is what I love about it, is that you get to eat all day.
I like that.
I like to eat all day. And I don't like to be hungry, so that's what I love. So we teach them to eat 6 times a day. And protein carb balance. But this isn't Whole30 where you got to like count every single little, like here's, a speck of salt or whatever. And we teach you to do a lean and green meal. And that looks like chicken or fish or whatever protein that you like, and just fresh vegetables and healthy fat. And this is a meal that you can do out to eat. You could do with your whole entire family. But it just gets you in those good habits. And then the other 5 times that you eat, we do the meal prep for you. Because we know that in this country, it's like there's a reason why Wendy's and McDonald's serve billions every year, right?
Yes, true.
It needs to be convenient.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's very convenient. We do your other 5 meals. They're already macro balanced. They have all your proper nutrients, probiotics, vitamins, everything that you need. And very convenient, but very cost effective as well. Less than $3 per meal.
So are they delivered fresh? Do you go to your home and pick them up? Like who prepares them?
Great question. So all of the health coaches are independent contractors, and we get our own clients and we support them, but we're supported by a corporate structure that they do all of our meals there, and it's all medical grade facility. They do all of the shipping and logistics. We just do the support. And so
awesome.
It's like UPS delivers your meals to you, and it's just like, oh, I love it. It's like Christmas when my meals arrive at my door.
Do they arrive weekly? Is that about how often? Or
you have an online account. Most people do monthly, though.
Oh, okay. So they're freezer meals, I'm guessing.
Nope. So they're all shelf stable, but no preservatives, no artificial anything. So yeah, it's really convenient, but it's very healthy too.
Wow.
Interesting, huh?
Yes.
I know, our wheels are turning. You should have brought some of the food so we could have.
So what kind of snacks? Can you just go to your pantry and eat? Like if you already have raisins or almonds in your pantry, do you avoid that and just eat the meal prep plan that has been delivered, or can you snack on other things?
Well, it really actually depends on that health assessment, on which plan that you do.
Okay.
But there is some leeway. Like you can have, a handful of almonds for an optional snack, or.
Okay.
But typically, you have that lean and green meal, and then you do we call them fuelings, actually, because you're learning how to fuel your body correctly.
Okay, I like
And
that.
while you're taking that stress off of your mind of having to meal prep every single meal, then you're able to put that energy into that mindset work. And that's where your coach comes in.
Okay.
So what's that success rate been like, for people who you want to lose 25 pounds or something? So how's that, because it's literally changing your mindset, isn't it?
It is.
And so what's the success rate? If you've got a health coach, you've got all this food, which is great and everything, do people follow it? And then after the fact, what happens as well?
That's a great question. So
I asked you like 2 questions all in one.
I can pick them apart. So the thing that I love about the program is that we have so many medical studies backing it up. And they did this really neat study just recently where they took 2 control groups, one that just did their own thing, which is pretty typical in America. People just like to do their own thing. And,
Right.
and it doesn't work that well sometimes. And then they took the group of people who were doing my program. And the clients of my program, they lost 10 times more weight, 17 times more fat.
Wow.
And even within our group, the ones who checked in with their health coach lost twice as much as the ones who didn't.
Oh my gosh, those numbers are huge.
It's just by the medical studies that if you have that support of a coach and you have a plan that's just proven, you're going to do better. And just to answer your first question, the average person loses about 10 pounds per month. That's just very average. We have some, like if you're a guy that's a little more muscle mass, you're going to lose faster.
Sure.
But so 25 pounds, easily you could do that in under 3 months.
Wow.
And with coaching, are you checking in once a week, once a day? I've never had a coach, so what
What does that look like?
Yeah, what is that?
So when you first start out, I check in with my clients every day. In fact, I just remembered a client I got a call tonight.
Okay.
But because we want to make sure that you're really getting in the groove, you're understanding, the requirements, and you're having good success.
Right.
But after you're in that groove, it's more of a once a week check-in. It's usually about a 15-minute call. And we're going to discuss how your week went, or maybe if you have some questions or maybe a concern. You have a birthday party coming up and you're like, what am I going to do? There's going to be cake.
That would be a concern for me. How do I say no to frosting?
I know, right?
Well, it is. I mean, it's an investment in so many ways. It's an investment financially. It's an investment in your health. It's an investment in, the long term because, there's so many times too, you lose it, you gain it back. You lose it, you gain it back. Like, how do you ensure that it's going to either stay off the weight or that you stay healthy for the long term? Or, what is the end goal?
Right. Yeah. And that's what we really want is for people to be able to keep that off long term and make those lifestyle changes.
Right.
And that's where the education is really key. And I teach my clients to just subscribe to that podcast channel and listen to a podcast while you're driving to work or while you're folding laundry and really start working on that mindset side of it, because that's going to be your biggest factor of success. Is not just learning that salad is healthier than hamburgers. Like we know that, right?
It's the mindset.
It is.
Awesome.
Can anyone listen to your podcast, or do you have to be like a health coach?
No, it's free. So,
tell our viewers.
Yeah, super quick. How do we get a hold of you, or how do we subscribe, or?
Absolutely. So my website is healthcanbesimple.com, and you just fill out that form. In fact, you can download my free ebook that you can read through and kind of get like a little bit of a overview of what we teach with our mindset principles. And the other cool thing is that all of our support, our education, our podcast webinars, they're all free. In fact, we usually do some sort of health challenge within Facebook about every other month, and those are also free. And we give away prizes like Amazon gift cards, and we gave away a brand new iPad just this last month.
So anyone can join your health challenge.
Yep.
So just get in contact with Amber.
Yep.
and connect, and you'll help us out.
Very
Absolutely.
good. Thank you
so
Amber.
much,
We'll post your
yeah.
information as well. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
When living alone isn't really an option anymore, where do you turn? Stay with us for some options. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. As we hit those senior years, there may come a time when we just can't or shouldn't live alone. And with some suggestions, welcome Scott Chamberlain from Legacy House Assisted Living to the table.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for joining us.
Yes.
So, tell us about some assisted living suggestions and maybe when would be a good time to make that decision for mom and dad.
Yeah, that's a great question. As you can imagine, a lot of families have a really challenging decision when their mother, father, parents, or in-laws, uncles,
Sure.
aunts are to a point where they feel like they're not safe, or they feel like they want some more support for them. And that comes at a time where people say, either I've been caring for my parents and I want to be their son or daughter again, and I don't want to be a caregiver.
Yep.
Or a lot of times, sadly, it comes after an incident, a fall, or something has happened that where the doctor of the resident says, "Hey, it's time for you to be in an environment where you have some more support."
Okay. So tell us then, what is the difference between assisted living and maybe a full-time nursing home?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a lot of people look back and they'll think, okay, nursing home, a bed, a curtain, a bed,
Right,
and
right.
stinky and
Sure.
sterile. And we are a step below that in terms of acuity, meaning the residents that live at Legacy House and other assisted livings, they don't need that high level of care. We can support them in a lot of ways: medication management, helping them with showering and hygiene needs and other things, assistance with what they call activities of daily living. But we don't have full-time nurses around the clock. We have certified nursing assistants that are there to support residents and be proactive in checking in on them and making sure that their needs are met.
So not sickly, really sickly elderly.
Yeah, we do have some people that need a lot of support, and we have some people that drive their own cars and come and go as they please. And we don't have rooms; we have apartments. So we have studio, 1 bedroom, and 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom apartments.
So, ladies, I was going to say, I've been to Legacy. You guys are members of the Chamber of Commerce. I remember having ribbon cuttings there and getting a grand tour. It's truly like a dorm in your later years of life. It sounds fantastic. Because like he just said, there's studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartments. They have a library, they have a theater room, they have the dining hall, they have entertainment, you have activities where buses come and pick you up, right? What else am I missing?
Yeah, so food service, we provide 3 meals a day plus snacks, and you can either have the entree or an alternative menu item that are always available. There are lots of different support in different ways, housekeeping, laundry services as well.
Get to go to the gym.
Do you have a gym or a workout room?
Yeah, so we have some exercise equipment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think what I like about it is in your elderly years, there's the loneliness factor. And being in that type of environment, you're reconnecting with people. You're with other people your age, you're at lunch, you can communicate, you can sit around a table and share your story and your history or just talk politics or whatever interests you.
Yeah.
You are forming these new friendships.
Yeah, that's what I love about communities like us. All of the legacy houses that you'll see up and down the Wasatch Front, and we have locations out of the state as well. Most of our buildings have over 70 apartments. We have 96 apartments. Wow. So right now we have 96 residents living there, and so you go from staying at home, which people love the comfort of home, but you go from staying at home to moving into a small community where you can form new friendships. You've got neighbors across the hall, and you can socialize at lunch and other events, and that is really a stark contrast from having your kids come visit you once a day
Or once a week.
Yeah, in some cases. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's your oldest? Not name anyone. Your oldest resident. Yeah.
So I'll tell you about two residents that I can think of. So we have a resident right now. She is about to turn 106 years old, and you would not know it to see her. She looks like she's about 75, and she doesn't use a cane or a walker. She's really an amazing woman. Another funny story: our very first resident that moved in back in the summer of 2013. She's still living with us. And you mentioned exercise equipment. We have a new step machine that's kind of like a recumbent bike, but you just move your feet back and forth like this. And she does 5,000 steps a day.
No way.
Wow.
She's a rock. Yeah, she's awesome.
I love
amazing.
it. I always like to talk price because I think that sometimes is the final determination of whether or not you're going to have a loved one in an assisted living or skilled nursing or so. What kind of price range?
Yeah, great question. So for us, all of our apartments are private apartments, and we range anywhere from $2,900 for a studio apartment a month to our memory care apartments, which are a supported, secure environment with richer staffing ratios. Those are $4,400, and that's an all-inclusive rate. So it just kind of depends on what your need is. We have really, like as I mentioned before, residents on both ends of the spectrum with care needs, and it's an individualized approach for each resident.
And those rates are very competitive throughout the county.
Yeah.
With my line of work, I've met with other care centers too, and it's a need. There's been so many centers pop up in the valley in the last several years, and that's due to
they anticipated what they say in the industry, the silver tsunami, all the baby boomers that are going to be turning 75, 80, you know.
What's the youngest? How young can you be to go in?
We consider ourselves a senior community. So we have people in their 70s. I think we've got a couple people in their 60s that need a little more support.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
But any of that, so when you say all inclusive, so that always includes their daily menu items, and they can opt out if they want to. It sounds like if they have like a small kitchenette or something, if they want to make your own food.
Yeah, great question. So all of our assisted living apartments have their own kitchenette and residents, and so they've got a microwave and a refrigerator and a sink and some area that they could prepare basic things if they wanted to. Most of them don't. But our memory care support is all inclusive. Those apartments don't have kitchenettes, but any and all care that's needed is included in that rate. Our assisted living, because we have such a wide range of residents, the price varies based off of what their need is. It's really personalized.
Like that.
Well, I'm sure they look forward to socializing too. I mean, if the three of us were living there in our studios, certainly we would look forward to spending time with each other every day,
Chris,
right?
my husband would probably want to sit in the apartment and not go see anybody. So it probably fits all types of needs. Some people might not want to go down to the dining hall and see anybody that day.
Yeah, whatever suits you.
I like it. I
it
like
sounds
that it's
lovely.
being offered. I know, and it is. These places are just so beautiful and grandiose. When you walk in, you just feel like it's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, it's really nice for the elderly people that live now. They have so many options. 40 years ago it was the nursing home or not, and so it's really nice to have options for people.
Right, it really has changed. From what we probably used to think of the traditional old school nursing home to what they are
different.
now. Well, if somebody is interested in contacting you for maybe their parents or loved ones, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can go on our website. It's Legacy House Spanish Fork, or LegacySpanishFork.com, or call us 801-892-2000.
Right.
And if you want to check out Google reviews, you look us up on Google and.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing that information.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
That's good.
Coming up next on Studio Chatter, spring is coming. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. It has been a long, dark, cold, wet, and dreary winter. It's time to get our spring on. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
What's at the top of your spring cleaning list?
Oh, I'm just getting rid of everything, actually. Doing the
Still?
feng shui. You know that lady on Netflix?
Yes.
Isn't she the cutest? I can't remember her name. Kondo?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Marie.
Watch the whole series. I haven't
I
gotten
watched
rid of
like one or
everything.
two, and
Yeah.
that was enough for me.
Oh, I thought it's cute. I feel
Well, no,
like,
it's
you
cute,
know-
but I think she really works good with hoarders.
Yeah. Well, no, not all of them are hoarders.
Oh, the one I
Well,
watched
see,
was
yeah,
like,
exactly, yeah.
like, holy cow.
Yeah, they
I'm
got
doing
stuff.
better at downsizing. I mean, I think it's.
It's a
I think
process.
It is. I mean, I
really
think it's
is.
great to declutter.
Oh,
And
definitely.
organize, but I don't think you have to be such a minimalist that you get rid of
Feels great, though.
everything. I mean, to a degree.
I'm just at that place, and my kids don't care. My kids are grown up enough that this little toys can now go away.
Save your best ones for your grandkids.
They are not on my radar right now. Everything apart from winter clothes, ski stuff, snowmobiling stuff.
They don't want toys anymore, though. Not really.
Well,
I mean,
kids?
not really.
Okay,
like,
so-
not really. I mean, Toys R Us doesn't even exist anymore.
But I saved like my kids like
wooden
really
stuff.
good toys.
Yeah.
My daughters collected Polly Pockets
yeah.
back 15 years
Right.
ago. Now they don't sell them. So my 4-year-old granddaughter, when she comes over,
She loves Polly
she
Pocket.
is in heaven with Polly Pockets. So
So that's true. Like, I
And-
still have strawberry
and-
shortcake.
yeah, save your
Yeah.
best things. I would say just like 2 tubs worth. You don't need to save
Yeah,
a ton.
everything.
And their favorite books.
Oh,
It's
definitely
been
the
so
books.
nice to just pull out the old favorite board books and do that.
That's true, yeah.
So last week I got inspired from going to all those big fancy homes with awesome pantries
Oh,
that are
yes.
just so clean because of
Yeah,
course
right.
there's no food in them at the time, right? So I just dejunked my pantry and fridge and shredded papers. 7 bags.
Wow.
True, I shredded papers too of
Okay.
like our filing cabinet because it's in the pantry. But just anything expired, or do you buy junk for Christmas and come February there's some treats in there that you're still not
Okay,
eating?
I don't know what happens to our candy. It multiplies. It's so disgusting. I don't buy candy
Over
but
Christmas?
Yeah. Like between Christmas and Valentine's Day and I don't know. It just like the candy bowl just gets bigger
and that's what I
and
was
bigger.
just-
Yeah,
we're
I
getting out of
toss
it.
all the time
Yeah.
too. It's disgusting.
I usually have it out. I'll have the candy all out, especially when you have family and friends that are coming, because I really want them to just
to just eat it.
Yes.
take it with you, kind of thing.
I have a question. Do you guys use the same cleaners as your mother used?
No, we've changed. I think what my mother used to do, it's funny now we know a lot more. We try to use like just non-stinky, toxic cleaners. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
So I use a
like
lot
what
of...
brand then?
Um,
Or do you have a brand?
Oh my goodness, I do, and it's a lemony. It's like 5 ingredients, and the base is lemon.
Where do you buy it?
You can buy it actually at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I can't remember what it is. But the ingredients, the solution is
Okay.
is like citric acid, lemon. Well, lemon is, but water and something else.
Okay.
I think they use like even a vinegar base, because vinegar is a cleaner
Right.
in itself with essential oils.
What do you use?
Yes. So the oh gosh, and it's all the rage right
I'm
now
asking
too.
some hard questions.
no,
but-
That's good.
It's Target brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Myers?
Yes.
That's
Oh,
what I
Myers.
use.
Yeah, I've used that
So
too.
that one is yummy.
Do you know why I think that's a success?
Why?
Packaging.
Probably.
Old school packaging. It took you back to the 50s. It reminded you of a different time. When they came out, I think everyone was buying it because the packaging was new and fresh and kind of old school.
Very retro.
Yeah.
So I'm a combination of that, but I love bleach too.
I love bleach,
So
too.
I love the soft scrub with bleach for almost everything else.
So my mom, growing up, used Comet in the
Yes.
green
Yes.
bottle.
I still live-
It's
yeah.
still like 90 cents for a can.
Yeah.
That's what I do. in
Everything.
My sinks, my toilets,
Yes.
and my tubs, because I feel
Yeah.
like it really gets all the
All the
black,
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
like in your sink
Yeah.
after pots and pans.
Nothing else does really.
Yeah, so-
Well, foam scrub, but you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that has a really strong scent for me that I
And you
always
can't do that.
And
I almost feel like the more like it hurts your nose, though, that the better it's working. I know that's just so disgusting, right? Like if you're
Yeah.
gonna pass out, like the ammonia,
Open
it's
all the
working.
windows,
Yeah.
you know, quick, spray, leave, like the oven cleaners.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
You just leave the
gosh,
house,
that's
right? You just leave the
yes,
house.
literally. Yeah.
But also, I love like when the toilets, they usually just don't even get that bad. But if you ever need to get like a really deep
Yeah.
clean, have you ever just put on the gloves and got the good old pumice stone just to get up underneath and
No,
just
never.
No,
in the crevices?
I use a brush. It
if you're-
still gets there.
Well, yeah, totally a brush. But like if ever, like if you have bad hard water stains, especially hard water.
Yeah. We
So
don't have
yeah,
hard water.
yeah, like back, you know, when I was on well water, like many moons
you had to
ago.
do that.
If you need to, yeah.
Okay.
The pumice stone's always really
I have
a good
another
alternative.
question.
Yes.
How often do you guys have your carpets professionally cleaned? And if and when?
No. I don't, not really. I've got
yeah.
a rainbow. And we had on new carpets for a while, so.
They actually say that it's not good once you start. You should, like, we don't have indoor pets, so
But your carpets do get gunky.
they do get gunky.
Really
So
gunky.
maybe once a year.
I do
Yeah.
ours every spring, but I waited as long as I could.
Right.
Because they do say then you need them cleaned more often. But if you have new carpet, you can go
Quite a
a
And
little longer.
I think we don't have as many carpeted areas anymore either.
Yeah, see, that's
only
where
yeah,
I
like
wanna
only
get
in
to.
the bedrooms because
Yeah.
it's mostly hardwood now, so
And
it's
try to
much
get
easier to
everyone-
just mop.
Yeah, to take out take off their shoes and stuff like that. But eventually I'd like a
There's so much
carpet
to talk
place.
about with spring cleaning.
Yeah.
And our time's already up.
Oh,
Darn
it's
it.
a shame.
Well, we
isn't
can
it?
touch on that next time.
I know. Let's
yeah.
talk about it through May.
Yeah, we will.
Because there's
We
gardening
will.
and
Ooh, maybe
spring
we'll get a
shopping.
professional
Oh,
cleaner
wow.
in here.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good luck, ladies, with your spring cleaning.
Yes.
Coming up next, struggling with an addiction is never easy. Stay with us for some help. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. If you or someone you know is struggling with an addiction, sometimes you just need a kind reminder to keep you going. Welcome Bruce Bennett from Sprezzy Aftercare to the Chatter. Welcome.
Welcome, Bruce.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
So what is Sprezzy Aftercare?
So Sprezzy is a really simple tool for friends and family and loved ones to be able to provide support for people as they're going through treatment or counseling or when they're done. A lot of times people become clean and sober, but the real struggle starts when they return home and they go back into the world where they got addicted first. And Sprezzy helps them in the real world.
Okay. How did the idea come to be?
So the idea actually came to be, we helped the University of Alabama do a research project with recovering homeless inner city crack cocaine addicts.
Wow.
And we learned some things from that, and then we went to BYU and asked BYU if they would be willing to do some research with us. And so we spent about 12 years working with BYU, developing the technology, testing the technology, and getting it to where it's where it is today.
So how does it work? What does this whole thing look like?
So it's a really simple process. So the person that's either going through treatment or recovery sets a goal, they identify a schedule, and then they list friends and family that are important to them. And then Sprezzy reaches out to them, invites them to leave messages of support, and then Sprezzy will call the person at the schedule they set, ask them how they're doing on their goal, and then deliver one of the messages of support. And we found that for people to stay clean and sober, it's just helping them get encouragement at just the right moment. It's not like a big thing, it's just 1,000 little changes. And so Sprezzy's designed just to give people motivation at those little moments.
So how many times a day would these messages go out? I mean, is there
Or
a
even
specific
times a
time?
week.
Yeah.
Right?
It varies on person by person basis.
Oh, okay.
It really is driven by the person. I have to tell you my favorite story, though, to give you an example. So we were doing research, and we were working with a halfway house in California, and there was an LA gang member who had recycled through the prison system 3 times. And he was using Sprezzy, and one night he got a phone call telling him that his best friend in the gang had been killed by a rival gang member. The next day, he snuck out of the halfway house, literally to take revenge. We were working with a researcher in California, and the researcher called me, and he said, "Bruce, we prevented a murder today." And I just started laughing. And he told me that while this gentleman was in transit, Sprezzy called him, and it pulled a message from his mother. And his mother just said to him, "You have 2 beautiful daughters who have grown up most of their life without you. Don't do something that will keep you from them." And he said, "I listened to my mom's voice, and I thought about my daughters, and I turned back around to the halfway house and said, I need some help."
Wow.
I watched that short video today. That was very moving, and I wondered how this could affect, you know, someone in that moment, how these messages and this type of technology in today's world really can help somebody who's recovering from, whether it's someone in a halfway house or from an addiction, or maybe even somebody, are there other examples of maybe somebody who's suffering even depression or something, or there all sorts of therapy? Okay.
Yeah, so really what it's designed to do is help people when there's not a counselor present.
Okay.
So we had a single mom who had both of her kids were away at college.
Okay.
And she was telling us she gets the messages, and her exact phrase were, "Those messages are like candy. And when I'm having a bad day, I just sit and play them over and over again." And she said it's really the main way that my daughter and I stay in contact now, because her daughters will call, leave messages, and then Sprezzy will deliver them when she's struggling. But they're on her phone once she's got them, and so she can listen to them when she's having a bad day.
So you're creating a good visual for me. So you guys are behind the scenes. You're not like a brick and mortar place where you don't house the counselors, the treatment. You're kind of the back end where you're working with the families, the treatment centers, the counselors, psychiatrists, right?
Yeah, we're really a tool. I mean, we have counselors who will use this with their patients, and it helps the counselors follow what their patients are doing. In fact, it gives them a little bit of information so that if their patients are starting to struggle, it can alert them of the fact that they're struggling. And it gives their counselors another way to get connected. And it also gives families a way. We had a young man who his single mom, spent $40,000 on a treatment program. And they got together a support team after they got out of the program. And they said to the support team, "So your job is to call him whenever you think he needs help." And people just don't do that.
No.
But this gives people a way to call, leave a voicemail message, and they can do it whenever they feel like it. And then Sprezzy will deliver those messages at the times that the person identifies they need them.
Oh, so you would have done the research prior to that when they felt they needed.
That is so incredible.
See, it's an automated system, and that allows us to make it really inexpensive. It's like between 55 and 70 cents a day. So it's really inexpensive compared to what people are used to paying for treatment. But it's also a really personalized system, because the person sets their own goals, they set their own tasks, they create their own schedule, and they identify their own support team. So they're really in control of being able to manage that.
So is there like a questionnaire that they would have to fill to find out, or do you have to go out and meet these people?
No, they can fill it in online, and typically what we ask them to do, if they're working with a therapist or a counselor, or they've gone through treatment, they've come out with goals, and we just use Sprezzy to support the goals they've already set.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what it is they need to do, and our goal is just to give them help.
And is it specifically for addicts? Or, I mean, depression too, but more specifically?
Yeah, we're really trying to focus on helping addicts, but what's interesting is as people use it, they always say, "This is really helpful." I mean, we've used it with athletes to help them stay on their workout routines. We've used it with students to help them develop better study habits, but we're really focused on just trying to provide support for addicts, because there's not a lot of support after treatment.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't spend much time there, but I did spend a little bit of time to kind of go through the process to see what it was maybe like, just kind of fill out the questionnaire, and to see the pricing, and it kind of listed there, like it app based, right? So, and just putting in your information, and then it listed the pricing there. So it looks like it's, like you said, 55 cents per day, and kind of 6 month, kind of laid out the charges there for 6 months or so, and then putting in your information. How do you kind of keep that confidential?
So it's actually not an app.
Okay. Explain that.
Yeah, it literally is traditional phone calls and texts.
Oh, okay.
So the participants have an online secure website where they can go in and manage everything on their account.
Okay.
And it's password protected. All the data is encrypted.
Okay.
It's completely confidential.
Okay.
And so, like, when a participant invites someone to leave a message, they can choose whether or not they tell them what goal they're working on. That's totally up to them. Or they can just send an invitation that says, I'm working on a difficult goal. Would you mind leaving a message to provide support for me?
Love that.
So the participant's in complete control. The participant can also choose to give access to a counselor. And then the counselor can see how the participant's doing on a daily basis, and can also add additional support messages that get delivered as well.
So do you think you would introduce something like suicide? Why couldn't you do something like that?
We actually we've talked to several people about donating services through the Safe Utah app. And so that people who go to the Safe Utah app, we're very anxious to do what we can to help them.
That would be good.
Really good.
So, So are you going into local centers, like mental health centers, and just trying to, I guess, educate those people that are working in this industry?
Yeah, we're starting to. So we actually worked with BYU and the criminal justice system for 12 years.
Okay.
Working on this. BYU's actually done they published 3 papers showing that in the criminal justice system, it will reduce the recidivism rate by 50%, which is really, really good. And we've kind of focused on that for many years, and we're just now starting to use it in other areas.
This is an exciting time then.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, this is really, really awesome. So people would be able to find out more about this from the treatment centers, of course. If anybody just wants more information about Sprezzy, what is the best way to get information?
The website is aftercare.sprezzy.com.
Okay.
SPREZIE.
Okay.
And the phone number is 833-SPREZZY.
Okay.
Okay.
We will share that
We
with
wish
our
you the
viewers.
very best. It just seems so natural, like we should have been doing this all along, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because when people go through treatment, they come out clean and sober. And that's what their goal is. But there aren't very many treatment centers that provide ongoing support.
Yeah.
And we're trying to fill that gap.
Very timely and awesome that people can just reach for their phones.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Sharing. All right.
This is
There's
really
more
fun.
studio chatter coming up. Welcome back. We made it. What did we learn?
Oh my goodness, I really loved, I have to say, Sprezzy.
Yes.
Yes, the addiction thing, helping the addict. I think that's amazing. What a system.
Well,
Makes sense.
Well, it totally makes sense. It was
Yeah.
kind of one of those moments where you're like, why
I want it. Hey, I want it. I get bad days.
We can text you more.
That's right.
we
I
can
want
be
you-
your safe place.
That's right. Leave me messages.
What
How do
time?
I get-
I'll text you tomorrow.
7 o'clock.
Well, I just
AM?
love the
Yes.
story.
Oh, wow, you're asking.
8.
7 or 8? Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
How it came to be, really, just struggling addicts
Right.
and just being turned loose
Yes.
and no
Nothing.
plan after
Right,
the fact.
after,
So we have some cons flying around here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. I love
Great
that.
idea. And it's local, Springville, so
Yeah. That's awesome.
People can use them.
And I love Amber. I've known Amber for several years through the Chamber of Commerce, and it was fun to hear more about what she does.
Right.
She's good at it.
She's very good.
She's very good at it. I've seen her in action, just talking to people, and she's very sincere.
I would love to have her as a coach. She
I know,
seems like she's very
On the ball.
On the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
That she
And
would
sweet
take
about it.
action. And yeah,
Sweetheart, you need to eat your meal plan.
Yeah,
The other crap you're eating.
right.
totally.
Yeah,
That's so true.
that's
So
where-
last time we had June Williamson on, and I watched her.
Oh, you did?
It's
On
cooking.
Spanish.
Yeah, Cooking Made Easy.
Yes.
So that was
June
fun to
Williams.
watch her. She was
Yes,
cute.
super fun. And we still need to plan our girls' night out with her. And I have the
true.
cookbook in the house. And it's been so crazy
Yes.
at my house. I just haven't had time to actually
Try a
cook,
restaurant.
yes,
Okay.
or try and cook that much on my own because we have Miss Spanish Fort coming
Yes.
up. Yes.
Oh.
So
How's it coming along?
it's coming along very well. So mark your calendars. That will be
Okay.
happening March 16th. Tickets are now on sale.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
buy your
Maple
tickets in
Mountain
advance. Maple
Fantastic.
Mountain High School. And
Good luck, Miss Director.
Yes. Whoa,
You've got
another
this.
year.
Okay,
6
Miss
girls,
MC.
right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Don't tell them. They might not go if they know
No,
I
it's going to
mentioned
be a great competition. We're super excited.
Good, good.
Right. Oh, that's going to be great. And I went to the, what was it, Sports Performance Academy for
Oh,
the
you
boxing.
went?
So I tried the boxing. I did.
How
and
did
my
you
boys-
do?
It was good.
Did they wrap you up?
They wrapped me up. I had my gloves. Why didn't I take pictures? I forgot totally. But I think I'm going to do it again this week because it's 10 days free.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you need to
yeah.
get your whole weekend.
That's right. And my boys went and they loved it and they got to be on the ropes and carrying things and doing pull-ups. They really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Because it's so big, everyone got to just do something. They had 15 kids there after school.
Really?
We went at 4:30. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was
That's
really
so
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Well, it had good intentions. We were right next door at Coin Crazy for
Oh,
a birthday party, and they're going to be on our next segment. So we'll be talking about that as well. So we have lots of fun things coming up.
I was at Going Crazy for the ribbon cutting.
cool.
I was
Yeah.
so impressed.
Yeah, it's super. It's awesome.
I don't want to say fancy, but very clean and well kept. And
it is cool.
like I walked in, and we all had pizza there. Such good pizza.
I haven't tried.
If you go and
Yep.
you want to have pizza and pop and let the kids
It
play,
was,
it's
it
fun.
was, yeah. Well, like I said, we'll be talking about it more, but it was very well organized. The food was great. The entertainment was great. All
How
good.
many kids came?
We had 10.
That's a
good amount.
It was a
Kids
good
running
round
around?
number. Yeah.
How long did you guys stay there?
An
Like
hour and a half.
Okay.
So it's 2 hours start to finish, but an hour and a half in the private room.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's really
fun.
good.
It was, yeah, it was
Yes,
great.
Good.
We want to
So
remind
good.
our readers this month, Dare to Lead,
Dare to lead, yes.
Ofwa's Choice, which I'm
Brené
super
Brown's.
excited for.
Yeah, she's so
Okay.
good. Love her. So yeah, that was fun. And the assisted living, we forgot to with Kent Sorensen. Oh, that wasn't Kent though today. Anyway, that was good. So
Yeah.
if you want to put your parents somewhere, at least go and see it first.
You guys, it is such a beautiful
Yeah, it's
place.
probably a better way to put it.
To put your parents somewhere.
Safe and nice.
Well, get
Assisted
some spring
living.
cleaning in.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Finish
Choose
it
one
up.
thing. Even I liked. I watched something recently. Instead of maybe tackling your
Whole house, yeah.
or your whole closet, even
Yes.
a closet can be overwhelming.
Yes.
They suggested tackle your handbags, tackle your T-shirts.
Oh,
Doesn't
that's a
that
good
sound
idea.
like just
Yeah.
more doable?
Absolutely.
Like this week, I'll choose one section of the closet every day.
If you've got that much time, today I just pulled everything out of my closet and I'm like, maybe it's just time for me to get new clothes.
There you go. Dump them all. Take them
It's
to
so,
to
you
your
know what
sister's
though?
closet.
It's
Yeah,
so
my
hard to
sister's
just
closet. Oh,
focus.
that's
Do you
right.
ever start one place and then you
yes.
just go to put something away in the kids' room and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, just stay here for a minute, and then all of a sudden you're just all over
Yeah, and then
the
you
place.
get back to your
so-
closet and you're like, that was like 3 hours ago. Now I'm done.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well,
Absolutely.
we try.
Yeah, we try.
We try.
We try.
So,
Well, thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the chatter. Tell a friend about us.